I need to start filming at this angle more often, but because you can kind of see my new posters up in the background. Look at that. Hoppers, Good Luck, Heaven Don't Die, Mother Mary. Ooh, looks so nice, so clean. Ooh, I love it. Anyways, let's talk about Toy Story 2. So, of course, I'm all the Toy Story movies before Toy Story 5 comes out. I did Toy Story. So now we're going to talk about Toy Story 2. I really forgot how good Toy Story 2 is. Toy Story 2 is a movie that I haven't seen in a long time, and I didn't even realize it had been that long. The thing about Toy Story 2 that the people don't really talk about this movie as what an achievement this is. I mean, the story of this movie is talked about, but like it's not really celebrated for the achievement it is. So if you don't know, basically when Toy Story 1 came out, it was a massive hit. It was the first movie of its kind, right? There was no other CG animated movies before Toy Story came out. And Disney and Pixar had a deal. Disney did not own Pixar yet, and they were essentially working to get a Toy Story sequel done. But because this was 1990, like late 90s, they wanted to release a direct to video. But so Pixar got to work. They started working on it, and they realized, wow, this is a really good movie you're working on. Move that to theaters. Well, the problem with what was is that hey, if we move this to theaters, movies don't have that quick of turnarounds, but it was one of the quickest turnarounds for a movie they would ever have to make. So they started rushing through uh, Toy Story 2, and then shit, somebody deleted everything, and the movie was gone. Everyone freaked out in the studio, but then they realized, hey, this one worker we have is sick, working from home, dealing with her, newborn child. They rushed over, grabbed her computer, brought it to the studio, got everything back up, and that is how Toy Story 2 got saved as a movie because um and so when you think about that movie, the fact that this movie did not have a quick or a long turnaround like most animated movies do, that it was rushed out. It is crazy to watch this movie and be like, watch it and be like, holy shit, this movie's better than Toy Story 1 in some ways. I think this movie is better than Toy Story 1 in some ways. I think the story is way more emotional. Of course, the animation is better because, technology is improved by then. This was 1998 and not 1995 anymore. So it was about a 3 year gap in between sequels, but they were able to really up the animation quality. And honestly, rewatching it, I barely noticed that this was 1998 animation. Don't get me wrong, there's still moments that you can tell, but it didn't feel like, oh shit, when you watch that first Toy movie. That movie does not age the greatest animation wise. Dog did not have bendable knees in that movie. Um, but I think this movie has a strong is such a fun movie where um I think the toys arc of trying to save Woody this time, giving them more to do in this one is great because in the first movie didn't really do that much. And later sequels they wouldn't really do that much. So this is the one where they get the most proactive role, and then that great art that Woody has about getting to stay in the museum, and Jesse's a great character, and I like the emotions that she has in this movie. Al is such a great villain that he's so funny because he basically is the real life scalpers that we deal with in real life. What Al does in this movie is like what real life scalpers are doing with that Pokemon shit at Target. Let's just be honest. Um, and so I thought that was great. The movie's really funny. I don't know if this movie's funnier than the first one, but it definitely has some great gags in it. First Toy Story movie was written by Joss Whedon, I know, but he had some really great, like really funny, quippy lines that aren't here in this one. But it's still a very funny movie. The Zurg stuff is great. Always forget the really badass opening where it's like Buzz Lightyear in space fighting Zurg and shit. and then it cuts back to toys because it was all video game. But what a great opening to a movie that really just gets you pumped up. Like, holy shit, this movie's gonna be awesome. And then you're like, well, that's right, it's toys, not Buzz Lightyear. I don't know. Made you really think a Buzz Lightyear movie would be awesome. And you know what? We'll talk about it, but some people might not like my take on that movie because I do like that movie. We'll talk about that at the end of the review series, though. I don't know. Toy Story 2, great movie. Also, I think this movie has a really good score to it as well. I don't think Randy Newman gets enough credit for his scores on the Pixar movies, and this is another banger from him. So next week, we of course will talk about. Oh shit! I am sorry about that. We will talk about Toy Story 3. Oh, what the hell's going on with my stand there? There we go. Fixed it. Sorry about that. We will talk about Toy Story 3 next week. So that'll be cool. Yeah, I can't believe we're already at Toy Story 3. Probably gonna watch this Monday. Shoot that review early. So that'll be fun. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.